Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is a short video to teach you about the past passive voice. The objectives of the lesson. You have two objectives. First, understand the difference between the active and past passive voices in general, and then we're going to dive into the form and use of the past passive form and structure. Difference between the active and passive voices. Look at those two examples. The first sentence is in the active voice. Arabs invented algebra. The subject, which is Arabs, is the doer of the action, which is inventing, whereas in the passive voice, algebra was invented. The subject, which is algebra, is the receiver of the action, which is the invention. So to summarize, in active sentences, the subject is the doer of the action, whereas in passive voices, the subject is the receiver of the action. This is the form of an affirmative sentence in the past passive tense. We start with the subject, and then based on the subject, we follow it by either was or were, and then we follow it by the past participle tense. So when the subject is I or you or we or they or a plural noun, we follow that by was, whereas when the subject is he or she or it or a singular noun, we follow that by were. In both cases, we follow the was or were with past participle, which is either formed by adding ed to the base form of the verb, or it's irregular and you just have to memorize it. The list of sentences written in the past passive voice. Notice how the subject highlights the receiver of the action and not the doer of the action. So if we took the first sentence as an example, the action is the completion, the subject is the project, it receives the completion, we don't really care about who completed the project. As for the form, notice that all of the sentences start with the subject, and then we follow that by was or were based on the type of the subject, and we follow that by the past participle verb, which is either regular by adding ed to the base form of the verb, or irregular, and you just have to memorize the verbs. It's your turn to practice. Please pause the video and fill in the gaps with the correct form of the verb between brackets. Once you're done, play the video and I will show you the answer key. And this is the answer key. Thank you for watching this video.